Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting new episode of the We're Just Getting Started series. It's a series about entrepreneurship, whether technology or service-based, and some of the difficulties we as entrepreneurs may face at one point or another. Today we welcome Sabrina Turner. Sabrina Turner is the founder and CEO of Healthy Healthcare, a healthcare consulting firm that provides national PPO health insurance options to small businesses with less than 50 employees and individuals across 32 states. She leverages her 20 plus years of professional experience to find the right fit for them and provides niche solutions that decrease the cost for both the business owners and their employees. Sabrina has worked at the early age of 10, where she worked alongside her dad in the IT business. During her tenure, she learned every aspect of the business, from managing a team of 25 to developing and managing a master budget plan, to strategizing and executing sales and marketing initiatives. For the past 15 years, Sabrina has worked outside of the IT space, most notably in insurance, benefits, and tax incentives. She has held multiple positions from manager, director, regional director, and president. She is currently serving as a board member for the Finance Forum in Dallas and is the host and curator of the successful professional networking group in DFW, the Legacy Connect. Welcome, Sabrina.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Good to have you here. So I'd like to go ahead and start off here and ask you, how did you get from where you were at growing up to where you're at today? So what drove you to become an entrepreneur?
It's really just been in my DNA. I think, growing up with a dad that started the company at 10 and, plucking my brother and I kind of right into the situation where, really didn't have a choice. It's kind of like I liken it to growing up on a ranch where, you have to take care of the land, take care of the animals, whatever it is. And it's just not, it's a responsibility that you just have like doing the dishes. And so for us, it was, growing up in that and being able to see the company grow into, different areas and aspects and always being a part of that learning process. And I think after I got out of the company in 2008 and moved into the corporate world, you just always have that, I missed it. I missed the ability to be creative and having no limits. And it's just something that I always knew I wanted to get back into it to, get back into my own company again.
Interesting. So you started off and then you went to the corporate world and then it came back to you the little, okay, I need to get out of this and go do my own thing.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
So when we first met, you shared with me your father's journey. What did you learn about his journey in the entrepreneurship world? What did he instill in you?
It's kind of funny because I think I learned from a lot of his mistakes. I think a lot of the mistakes that were made were hiring the wrong people. And, I think for my dad, he always had amazing work ethic, but I think it took him time to learn his strengths and weaknesses. And I think the best thing I learned from him was how to delegate and how to surround yourself with people who are really good at things that you're not necessarily as good at, so that you can have a great team and not waste your time on hiring the wrong people, which just costs money, time, frustration, and really just, makes it longer to get to your endpoint and your kind of dream of where you want to go.
Interesting. Well, good. So let me ask you this. Why didn't you follow your dad's journey in the technology computer space? Why the paradigm shift?
It's if anybody's been in technology, and I'm sure most of the folks watching this have, it is an ever-evolving situation. And just in the 25 years that our company was in business, it was unbelievable the changes that were made from start to finish. We went from being in the hardware world to being in networking infrastructure to software. It was just something that literally it evolves and goes so quickly that, I think not being able to kind of keep up with it and understanding what you really like to do, which I think for me was the leadership side of things and really being involved in growing a business opposed to it just being specifically in technology.
Interesting. So that's good. So you have that shift there. You go from technology into the insurance world. So along those lines, was it a difficult decision not to go the route of your dad? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think, when you grow up in that situation, I've got a brother who's in IT who did continue, down that path. And I think I started really running more of the business where, I was managing a lot of the folks that were doing a lot of the technology. I started out with a screwdriver in a hand and got my networking certifications and was doing a lot of the work for the business. Once my dad kind of retired and I moved into more of the president role and actually running the company itself, I realized that that's really more where my talents, and where I'm really good at, and being able to help people move them forward. And so I think that's kind of where I pivoted at some point and said, maybe I'm not going to keep going down the technology route myself, but really just running a company and figuring out where my passion lies, moving forward.
So you started at the age of 10, so hopefully not everybody started at the age of
Yeah,
10.
exactly.
So you started at 10, you got up to that point where you became president. So what are the challenges that you faced when you were starting your own business? So you were working with your dad, he taught you a lot, you learned from some of the things that he did, you went to corporate world, but then you went ahead and started your own business. What were some of the mistakes you faced when you were starting up your business?
I think the hardest part is just taking everything on to yourself. I think when you start a business, you really feel like you have to be good at everything. And I'm someone who's really hard on myself anyway and wants to kind of take the weight of the world on my shoulders, which I'm sure most entrepreneurs are in that position. And so I think just, not having the money at the beginning when you start a company to hire 2 or 3 or 4 people to kind of help you with certain aspects of the business. And I think it was for me just trying to stay focused on, here's my list of everything I need to get done, from the technology, integrations, policies and procedures, CRM systems, marketing, and then, I have to sell everything too. So that's kind of what I think my biggest challenge was just kind of trying to stuff too many things into a tiny pipe and actually have something great that was coming out on the other side.
So talking about stuff and everything and all the items you talked about, well, how did you overcome them? How did you get past that?
I think I'm just really fortunate that I was raised with all the diversity that I had, being able to be a technician. I've been, straight in sales marketing for about almost 20 years of my career. And so it really was just tackling one thing at a time, trying not to get overwhelmed, leveraging people in my relationships that I've built over the years professionally and personally, being able to call somebody and say, I need some mental health checks right now. And also being able to call people who are amazing at marketing and implementation and saying, look, I need a favor. I need you to help me with this aspect of it. So it really is a village that you have to kind of lean on in order to be successful when you're starting a company.
Using your network, using people, giving them a call and asking for advice and help kind of goes back to what you were saying at the beginning, which was, I know that these are things, some things I'm not good at, and this is where you delegate out and ask for their help. So given that all that you've done and overcome, what is your why? What is your why for the business?
My personal why is I've always been the kind of person that I just want to have the financial stability and peace to do what I want to do. I want to be able to have multiple places all over the world where I can bring my family, give them experiences. I'm not really someone who just wants to buy people gifts. I want to buy them experiences, if you will. And so I think, just being, I've been, very fortunate to be, well-traveled. I've gone all over the world. And so I want to be able to give that experience to my children as well. And then I think just from the business aspect of things, I really do love just helping people and educating them. And there's so much misinformation. There's so many options out there. And as a business owner that dealt with that in the past, it's fun to be able to go in and sit across the table from these other folks and say, I know where you're coming from. I know your struggles, and I'm here to help you figure out what truly is your best option.
So 2 whys. You've got your personal why, which is the family experience with your individual siblings and children. And then there's the business why, to help other people. I like that.
Thanks.
So what would you advise to those who want to start a business but are being influenced by all the rave of doing something that's technology related, yet they want to do something different, maybe like you?
Right. I mean, you have to follow the passion. People talk about passion all the time, and I think it's not only understanding, what your passion is, but really understanding the market as well. I mean, if there's 50 different people doing what you want to do and they've already been successful at it, you have to find a niche, something that makes you different, something that makes you special. And I think because of the fact that technology does evolve so much, I think people that want to go down the path of technology have to understand that you're going to have to reinvent yourself, your products, your company, really every couple of years to stay on top of that. I think for me, if you have just a passion for helping people, and let's say it's food, you have to decide, do I like cooking the food or do I like tasting the food? And then really determine how you can make money off of that and just be able to go down that route.
So I see that business mind of yours. Yes, you have to have that passion,
Right.
but that passion better pay something.
I mean, we all need to pay the bills.
That's
so.
right. That's right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. I sincerely appreciate everything you had to share with us. And that's all the time we have for today. So thank you for joining us in our We're Just Getting Started series. We look forward to seeing you again in our next episode.